Indiana's only statewide TV news network. News 8 continues now.
We have canvassed the area as well as we can under the weather conditions. At this time, we have found no survivors.
30 years ago this Halloween, like so many unpredictable Octobers in Indiana, this one was facing a weather system, dropping rain and temperatures. For this week's Wish Tree, we head up north to Roselawn, Indiana, and the fate of Flight 4184. October 31st, 1994, a commuter flight bound for Chicago experienced bad weather and never made it to its final destination. Our longtime anchor, Debbie Knox, explained how she learned to be respectful to the audience in a delicate news situation while simultaneously reckoning with personal fears.
Celebrating 40 years with Indiana's own. We're today's Wish TV.
It was also Halloween, and my kids were supposed to be going trick-or-treating.
Debbie Knox.
I thought that I could get my kids and take them over to Butler, which I did, and they trick-or-treated at Butler.
24-hour News 8 continues now.
Realizing either by listening to the radio or whatever back then that this is a major plane crash.
Give me information. I need to.
It is believed it was an American Eagle flight which originated in Indianapolis and that there were 60 people on board.
Yeah, I was at the airport the night that happened.
Jim, what's happening there right now?
Well, it's a quiet evening right here. The American Eagle ticket counter is directly behind me.
We suspected that there were likely no survivors, but there hadn't been any official word. There was a new director of the State Emergency Management Agency. He was wearing a sweatshirt that said Indianapolis Children's Choir.
Yeah.
And nobody knew who he was.
Just some guy standing there, but you knew who he was.
Right. And I saw him over standing on the side, and I just walked over to him and said, "What do you know?" And he said, "Everything."
There are quite a few emergency individuals and teams up there in the area trying to secure it the best they can, and in this case, it's sort of a wait and see.
And I seen it as it was coming, like on a 45-degree angle, plunge into the ground. Oh my God.
The twin-engine prop jet was preparing to end its regular commuter flight from Indianapolis at O'Hare Airport. And officials say all 68 people aboard, passengers and members of the crew, are presumed dead.
You're realizing it's your backyard. Now, it's kind of more toward northern Indiana, but that's in our backyard. And that means it's a national story. It's an international story.
All that's left of the plane is like a 6-foot section of the tail and a 6-foot section of a wing and another round piece. And other than that, you wouldn't know there was a plane back out there. There's just a big hole in the ground, a big crater.
Crews who were preparing to be briefed for duty at the crash site say they don't know what to expect.
News 8's Rick Hightower is in Newton County and joins us live by satellite with the latest on this tragic event. Rick?
Good evening, Debbie and Mike. Tragic indeed. We're in a driving rainstorm here. Winter has definitely set in this part of the state.
During this period here, you can see that the flight from Indianapolis moving over Lafayette and up into near Rensselaer, Newton County being west of Rensselaer, right about in here is the crash site. And you can see that the aircraft was flying through some inclement weather at the time.
Now, a similar American Eagle flight departed Indianapolis and made the trip to Chicago after the crash. A second scheduled flight was canceled due to the weather.
You know, I always felt like it's important that, that people, I hope, trust me.
All right, let's go out now to the airport and pick up Letitia Ma for the latest out there. Letitia?
Well, Mike and Debbie, obviously excruciating pain and agony can be seen on the faces of the family members of the victims as they have been gathering here throughout the night as they learn word of the crash of 4184.
As you see the impact that these news stories have on people, you better watch it. You can't just go blurting anything out or saying anything that comes to your mind or what you think might have happened or, oh, this could have happened or, it's coming up with theory. You can't do that.
On one level, you have the destruction of an aircraft. The other is that there's a loss of life. And as you can very well imagine, there's going to be a great deal of speculation and concern as to how this accident occurred.
Definitely have to be so respectful of people who are feeling the pain of what you're saying. They feel it.
It's just very tragic. A week ago they were here planning the music for their wedding, and today we're here for her funeral.
They're fearful. They know somebody, whatever. You gotta remember that's your audience.
Some who attended the memorial services for those who perished in Northwest Indiana say it will take a lot of time to heal the broken hearts left behind.
They're on the other side of that screen looking at your face saying, If you're going to hurt me more, don't do it.
Well, unfortunately, this is a story we have brought you several other times in 1994.
Our Neil Moore joins us now from the newsroom with a look back at what has been a tragic year in the sky. Neil?
Mike and Debbie, statistically, airplanes remain the safest form of transportation, but when something goes wrong, the results are usually devastating.
One of the reasons I had so many phobias about flying.
Beginning with the July crash of a U.S. Air jetliner in Charlotte, North Carolina. 37 people died in that crash. A Kokomo, Indiana man was among the survivors.
That kind of stuff kind of kicked it kind of back in.
I'm sure everything will be fine this morning. It's just you always have these feelings. I don't really like to fly. It makes me nervous, but this increased it.
Underneath, no one dare claim to be carefree. Some of the expressions said it all.
And we'll have more in the morning. I'm Debbie Knox.
I'm Mike Abrams. Good night.
The NTSB investigated the crash and determined that ice buildup caused a loss of control of the prop jet, ending in the steep crash. The families of the victims of Flight 4184 pushed for better measures when it comes to dealing with icy conditions. Those changes help us all fly safer today. A monument now stands on the impact site in that field outside of Roselawn. You can find more on this story on our website, wishtv.com. Just scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to the story. You can also find two other stories from 1996 on the second anniversary of the crash, memorializing the victims and documenting their families' efforts. We will carry our Wish to Reach series celebrating Wish TV's 70th anniversary, highlighting newsworthy moments throughout the year.